Very good, thank you.
Yeah.
Long summer and can't wait to start again.
Good man. Let's get straight to the team that you picked, the squad that you picked, because two big headlines it felt to me in terms of inclusions with Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton. Both defensive midfielders, which is an area you've said you wanted to look at. What's your thinking with those two?
Yeah, we called both of them up because first of all we think both of them deserve it. They play big roles in two very successful campaigns in their clubs the last season. Adam was involved in major trophies for Crystal Palace, the regular starter and the key player in central midfield. Elliot was a key part in the campaign that led to Europe for Nottingham Forest. He is for me a more of an 8, and Adam maybe more of a 6 from his characteristic. Both of them deserve it. They had a good start to the season. They have full rhythm, and it's time for more competition. It's time for a bit of fresh blood, and that's why they deserve to be with us.
Two very big name omissions as well, particularly Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jack Grealish. Can you explain your thinking about why those two aren't here?
Yeah, of course I can. First of all, we decided for a tighter squad, for a bit more competitive squad. We didn't use all 23 players to make it more competitive to be in the squad. There is no doubt that I'm a big fan of Trent and of Jack, of both of their talent and of their personalities. They are big players. They will always be big players, and they will always be in the mix to be called up. I know that both of them are desperate to come back, which is really important. But for this camp, we decided on Trent's position for Reece and for Tino Livramento, simply out of competition. And we decided on Jack's position for Rashi, for Anthony, and for Ebbs. So the competition is up. They will stay in the mix. I know how desperate they are to come back, and from there we go.
Thanks.
Hi,
I
Thomas.
think they can maybe have a bit more rhythm. Like Jack is starting now to play again, and has a huge impact already in Everton, which is nice to see. And for Trent the same. I think after a change of clubs, new country and whatever, it takes a bit of time to settle and find his rhythm.
On the right back position again, no Kyle Walker. What's the thinking behind that decision as well?
Same. I mean, I'm a big fan of Kyle. I tried to sign him several times in my career, and I know what he can bring to any team. He decided for a new challenge, settled in Burnley, is a key player there, and I admire him for his courage to do a step like this, to stay in the strongest league and to go for a completely new challenge in his career. But same reason, and same reason. Competition is on. Reece is, I think, on this position slightly ahead at the moment, due how he ended the season and how he played for us in the camps. Won the Club World Cup. Is a key player for Chelsea at the moment and did excellent for us. And the second place for this camp goes to Tino. And these are the decisions. So there had to be some difficult calls. These were some difficult calls for me, and we wanted to do it because we wanted a tighter squad and we wanted more competition to be in the squad.
The last window came at a strange time in June and just before the Club World Cup. You said that you've made a tighter squad to change the feeling, and in competition, are you expecting a different feeling during this camp because the World Cup feels like it's at the end of this current season?
Not only because of the World Cup is coming in 1 year, but I expect simply a different, how did you say, different feeling, a different energy, because we simply have to play with a different energy and a different feeling. It's as easy as that. It's my responsibility to create it. I think we did it, first of all. We cut down the long list. We made the squad more tight and more competitive. So this is the starting point, and when the players arrive on Tuesday, we will make sure that everyone is aware that we have two important qualifiers to qualify, first of all, for the big tournament, and this is where the focus is. And for that, we have to play with a better feeling. We have to create a better feeling. We have to bring more energy.
Kerry.
Thomas, happy birthday. You got a lot of criticism over the summer for not selecting youth. Why was it so important to send those players out into competition instead, and what value do they get from that rather than being with the
Whom do
senior
you
squad?
mean, like the under
Walton
21s?
and yeah.
Yeah, but see, it played out quite nicely, I would say. Like Elliot had a huge role in the Euros, has now a tournament experience, and was a key player for Lee, and was a key part of incredible success, and won the Euros. Adam was involved in the titles for Crystal Palace, then got a head concussion, otherwise he would also have been a part in this. And to give them this possibility to be involved in a tournament football had the priority at this very moment. For us, we still, I think we called 35 players in 2 camps, which was a lot, so we wanted to see as many players as possible, and to learn from the 2 camps, to have our experience, our observations, and then be able to create the squad for Andorra and for Serbia that we want to work with and we want to go forward. Now everyone is, it's everyone's duty to keep the place and to push and to show that he deserves to be in camp.
Ezra's had a big summer as well, winning trophies and getting the 10 shirt for Arsenal. Do you think that's a role he could be useful for with some injuries in this game?
Ebbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was decisive for Crystal Palace in both finals. It's just, and he was amazing in both camps for us as a teammate and as a player. He showed all his potential. He was one of the players who had a very good camp, even in June, and showed his quality and showed what he can bring to any team. So it was a wonderful teammate on top of a very, very talented player. I think it was the right moment for him to go for a new challenge. It was the exact right moment to go for a new challenge. He decided and had the opportunity to join one of the most competitive teams in the country, and this can only be good for us.
Thanks, Gary. David? Nope.
Hi, Ali from the England pod. John Stones has been named in the squad this time. How excited are you to have him in your squad for the first time, and was it a no-brainer that he would, as soon as he was available, essentially go straight back in? Yeah,
for me, yes. John brings the whole package, unbelievable quality, highest quality, winner mentality. He knows what it takes, professionalism, being a good teammate, and on top of it, he's a fantastic character and a very polite and nice guy. So it was a no-brainer, actually. I'm very, very glad that he's back on the pitch, that he plays for City, that he has overcome his injury and hopefully can stay like this. I'm excited to have him back in camp.
When it comes to the centre of defence, whether it's a pair or a 3, but for the sake of it, let's say a pair, do you see this as important to pick 2 centre-backs that complement each other specifically with their set of skills? And if so, how do you analyse the 4 that you have in this squad in terms of right side, left side, ball winner, ball player, that sort of thing?
For this camp, we decided on the right side for John and Ezri Konsa, and on the left side for Mark Gehi and Dan Byrne. Dan is a left footer and plays in this position in his club, and he plays on a very high level consistently in a very aggressive style for Newcastle, which we like. It's very active, even in defending. He's very active, very brave. He follows forwards in the opponent's half, plays man mark. He's more than happy and plays with a lot of self-confidence. So Mark plays in a back 3. It's slightly different, but he played for England in a back 4. He feels very comfortable on the left side as a right footer. So these are the 2 positions for this camp. And Ezri played very strong season with Aston Villa, played a good Champions League campaign, and had 2 very good camps with us. And now the competition is also on for Ezri. It's a bit of a slow start for Aston Villa, which can happen, but he was strong in camp. Maybe I have to mention a name, which was another difficult and phone call for Trevor Chalobah, because he also deserved normally to be with us after what he did for Chelsea. But I kind of like it. The competition is on. I don't like the phone calls, but I kind of like them because it just shows we have players pushing and we have players fighting for a place in the squad, and that's exactly what we want.
James? James.
Hi, Thomas. I just asked you what the summer was like for you, because obviously you lost the last game, but you normally don't have to wait 3 months to put it right and play again.
Yeah, it's a little bit long to dwell on a loss in a friendly match. I agree. On the other side, like once I digested and analyzed the loss, it was kind of a long summer for me. There were no transfers. There was no engagement with agents and players and club officials to organize the transfer period and the transfer window. So yeah, we used it to reflect, and I used the time to reflect on the first 2 camps. We invited a lot of players. It was a lot of observations. We wanted to be absolutely take the right conclusions and. Like I said, build a tighter, more competitive squad for the next 3 camps, because it's for me a key period now that we improve, that we play with more rhythm, that we show improvement from now and create an identity throughout these 3 camps, because the time in between is much shorter than usual.
One of the interviews you gave after the Senegal game, you talked about Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
You probably know what I'm going to say here, don't you? I mean, you talked obviously in general about him, but the quote that kind of got people talking was you sort of said sometimes you see the fire and it comes out in a way that can be a bit repulsive.
Yeah. I did this unintentional. I used this word unintentionally, just to make it very clear. I used it unintentionally. There was no message. There was no hidden agenda. I fully understood and understand that it's my responsibility that I created these headlines. I am sorry for the upset, was sorry, and I am sorry for the upset and for the headlines that I created. I'm experienced enough. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have done better. I thought I have a little bit more credit maybe with you guys that I do all this in my second language. I did it on the morning after a loss with not a lot of sleep. I did it in a live interview and I used the wrong word. Again, it's my responsibility. I used the wrong word. I didn't want to use this word. I used it. I created the upset. It's my responsibility, but not more than that.
Can I just ask you, did you speak to Jude about it?
Yes, of course. I made straight away contact with him. Of course, I got in touch with him straight away. Jude focuses now on his process in rehabilitation, and we focus on Andorra and Serbia.
Thomas, hi. Just echoing Carrie's point, there was a sort of bit of a debate in the summer over the sort of the philosophy with which the under-21s played. They played with a lot of freedom out in Slovakia. Is it difficult to take that philosophy when you step up into the sort of the cauldron of the senior team with additional pressure? Thank you.
I'm not so sure what you mean.
So just in terms of the under-21s, were praised for playing with a lot of freedom. They seem to be a fearlessness. Is that their youth? And is it difficult to actually replicate that? Because you've got 6 of the players who won the under-21s in the last 2 tournaments are now in your squad.
I think they feel a different level of scrutiny when they play for us. They play for the national team. There's a different level of exposure. It's just like this. That comes with a different level of pressure and with a different level of being nervous and excited also. But it's actually the aim and the goal for all of us to find this freedom, to find an identity, and to build this identity and a sportive identity, what this team stands for, how do we want to play, how do we want to attack. And there are several zones and several parts of the game that we have to improve, be it in deep build-up, be in overcoming a low block in the middle of the pitch, because both teams now will most likely again play in a 5-4-1 deep block against us. So there are topics that we absolutely want to improve, and we have to improve. Off the ball, we have to create an identity. How do we want to attack? And how do we want to press in the opponent's half? How do we want to defend in ourselves in the middle block? How do we stay active? How do we show bravery? How do we show freedom? We are on that. We needed maybe 2 camps to understand our players better. We needed maybe the two camps to understand the rhythm and the challenges of international football better. But we feel very well equipped now. The plan is absolutely clear what we want to do from Tuesday on. And hopefully spectators, you guys and people in the stadium can feel it that we go forward. But the aim is, of course, to replicate what Lee has done and play with freedom and play with hunger and win a title.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, Rob, we've got time for one or two more. It's just here. Right, that's it.
Thomas, can I ask you about Kobbie Mainoo, who is having a difficult time of it at the moment? He's not played a single minute of Premier League football for Manchester United, but only just over 12 months ago, he seemed England's answer in the centre of midfield. He started in the final.
Yeah.
It was your predecessor, clearly not you. But I just wondered how far he is off your thoughts at the moment.
And he deserved to start. No, it was impressive. It was just impressive how he played in the club. That's maybe the most important, how he played in the club. And then it was almost like, it was almost logic step that he played for the country, and he played fearless. He played with excitement that the youth sometimes brings. And now he experienced the other side of it. So sometimes you can feel the pressure, and changes within the club are not in your favor, and he's just lacking minutes. I don't think that he lacks anything else. He has the experience, he has the power, he has the quality, the talent to be on our list. He is on our list of players. But at the moment on his position, 6'8", 10 in central midfield, we have players who are in full rhythm and who play key parts in their clubs, and this is the next step for him.
Last one from me. It's transfer deadline day on Monday. Your first day in camp, I think, with the players.
Yeah.
You know what that day's like from a manager's perspective, a club manager's perspective, very clearly.
We will all wear yellow ties and.
Not anymore. We used to
not anymore.
No, we don't do that anymore. But with that in mind, is it still something you'll be very interested in? And of course, you've got players who might be affected by it. Who
yes,
you're going to have to
of course. That was one reason why we called the players up on Tuesday, to not have all these mixed emotions. And
so they're not arriving till Tuesday?
Sorry?
They're not arriving till Tuesday?
No, they come on Tuesday, so they have one day off. That was also one, we didn't want to have that week too long. We wanted to streamline it towards the Saturday game and start on the Tuesday afternoon with training. But one part of the decision was also to give them the freedom to sort out maybe their transfer issues and the transfer subjects that come their way. So, of course we're interested. We need to know where we have to drive on the weekend.
Are you pleased that you won't be involved in making any of those decisions?
I am kind of pleased, yeah.
Finish with Alex. Thanks.
And the first call up for Djed Spence, playing at left back for his club. Do you see him as a left back option as well for England, or both sides?
Djed comes to camp, in this camp, as a left back, yes, together with Miles. And fights for his position there. It's the first call-up. I think it's very well deserved. He had a very strong end to the season, won a major trophy, and a very strong start to the season with Tottenham. He played very impressively in the European Super Cup, and they played with a lot of talent and with a lot of speed down his side. He defended excellent. I think he can be, and he is a very aggressive player who loves to have one-on-one duels. Who's not shy to be in one-on-one duels with the most talented, and the fastest players who play on the right wing out there. So strong start to the season straight away, and he's a big part of the success at the moment in Tottenham. And everyone told us that he is very focused at the moment, very focused on training, very keen to get better. We can see this. And that's why we called him up.
Okay, we'll conclude it there. Thank you for your time.